Coming to Cornwall, it brought me literally back to my childhood. You know, I was born and brought up on the north coast of Ireland, near the Giant's Causeway. My family were fishermen. The sea was part of my life, really, until I left there to go to college. And coming back to Cornwall was that connection again, you know, and rediscovering a lot of those kind of feelings and a lot of the emotions, a lot of the memories that kind of were there. I haven't set out to copy colours or textures from here, but it happens because I see them every day, and because you make choices, you know, between one thing and another. And the kind of surfaces in Cornwall are amazing, you know, the kind of the rocks, the lichen, the kind of way that over years and time these things weather and change. That's been really, really important in the work, and I think that becoming more so, in fact, as I've recently been working with slightly different surfaces, deliberately kind of etching into the surface, marking it in different ways. But they sort of belong here in a way. Coming to terms with firing has been something that's taken me probably the longest time to accept that a kiln is a tool. It's a sort of process that can alter, add to, destroy what you do very, very, very easily. And my firing is about 14, 15 hours, which is nothing compared to a wood fire with a big kiln and anagama, but it's probably twice as long as someone firing an electric kiln, you know, so there's a sort of in-between stage with that. So the firing, unlike a lot of the rest of the things I do, is actually planned pretty meticulously, and I have a very sort of rigid firing cycle that I kind of stick to every time. And it begins with quite a slow kind of start off. The pots are dry, they're not biscuit fired, so that early stage is kind of crucial. So I've got a couple of quite big propane burners on the kiln, and getting the kind of adequate temperature-wise means that there isn't enough gas pressure to kind of register on the gauges. So it's by listening, I hear the sound of the gas going through the jets, and I can kind of, in the first stages, I use a spanner to tap the valve on the burner slowly. So slowly building that up to about 300, 350 degrees, then slowly turning the gas pressure up. I fire up to about 1,000 cone 6, and then I start my kind of reduction sequence. So it's 15 minutes with a heavy reduction, 30 minutes of oxidation 4 times. Getting the temperature up to around cone 7 or thereabouts is the key thing. So that's when I start spraying the soda into the kiln. I use 2 kilos of sodium bicarbonate in this particular firing, mixed with hot water, and that's done in 4 stages, so 4 times 500 grams each time. Sprayed into 8 or 9 places on the front of the kiln. I don't do it from the back, so I like that directional aspect of it, so it's coming from one place, and when I'm packing the kiln, I'm putting things in particular places, being aware of that. So when I take the spraying bungs out of the kiln, I can see the pots, and I can sometimes hit them directly with the jet of sodium. With care, of course, because when you're spraying water onto pots at that temperature, there's a kind of high risk that you can crack them easily. Somebody once described these pots as survivors, and I can kind of understand that, because it's a very harsh firing process to be taken to that temperature and then being cooled and heated many times. So the fact that probably takes about an hour to do that, and the last stage of the firing really is 2 hours, and it's a little bit more temperature, and then a long, steady, slowing cool, you know, so the kind of temperature is dropping away slowly. In an oxidized atmosphere, I kind of pull the damper out and allow it to kind of really have that last kind of maturing bit of time, it clears any excess soda out of the kiln. But I think the kind of cooling, slow cooling is quite an important part of it. Any potter will tell you that it's the most sort of interesting moment, really. And I'm very tentative about it because I always, before I open it, this is a kiln with a bricked-in wicket, so it's quite a process actually taking the wicket down. I'll always peer with a torch first, you know, and I'm not quite sure why I do that, but it's always been the case. I'll kind of peer in and see something and then kind of begin to take it down. So it's a great feeling of anticipation, I think. There's anticipation, there's excitement about what you might find in there, and always sometimes followed by a slightly down feeling when it's all done, you know, because yes, there'll be things in there that you've seen which you think are good, things which you think aren't very good that you discover later on are really the best pieces sometimes, and the ones that the glamorous ones that you thought at the beginning were wonderful maybe don't quite hold up so much after a period of time, and some things that when they're finally edited through will end up in the shard pile behind the kiln. So that's the nature of it, really, that kind of editing, choosing process.